Hey everyone, welcome back to more of Learning Russian with Learn Russian. So we're up to lesson number 42, which is a significant lesson for fans of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So this lesson is about conditional sentences, basically like the classical English formation if then. So if if you're happy, then clap your hands or whatever. So the Russian equivalent of that is если то. So если means if, and то means then in the sense of, okay, if this, then that. And если бы то, бы basically means would. So если бы means like if it would be, then pretty straightforward. The lesson is actually, in my opinion, this is a relatively simple lesson. So let's get right into it and start off with a dialogue. Now, this dialogue is a bit different from the one that we've seen previously. Previously, we've typically seen dialogues with blanks in the text, and you have to drag in words to fill in the blanks. But here, instead, you have entire sentences and need to drag these sentences into place to complete the dialogue. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. So we have a woman who appears to be, I guess that's a headset, so she's probably on the telephone, and I guess she's speaking to this other woman. So let's first listen through the dialogue and then try to piece it together.
Алло, здравствуйте. Зип-телеком, слушаю вас.
Алло, девушка, у вас интернет подключают?
Да, конечно. Что вас интересует?
Скажите, вот у вас несколько тарифов есть. А если я хочу безлимитный интернет, сколько это будет стоить?
Установка бесплатна. Абонентская плата 300 рублей в месяц.
Ага. А если интернет плюс телевидение?
Если вы хотите такой вариант, то это стоит 450 рублей.
Ага. А если интернет плюс телевидение, а еще антивирусы, сколько это стоит?
Если вы хотите проверить ваш компьютер на вирусы, то это отдельная услуга. Наш мастер посмотрит и потом скажет вам.
Хорошо. А если он посмотрит, а вирусов там нет?
Если вы не хотите антивирус, то не ставьте его. Если вы сейчас оформите заказ, то мастер может сегодня приехать к вам и все установить.
Давайте. Мой адрес: улица Профсоюзная, дом 47, квартира 15. Домофон работает.
Хорошо. Мастер будет у вас через час.
Okay. Mostly a fairly standard dialogue for once, nothing too terribly surprising, I guess. So let's go ahead and try to piece this together. So the first line here says internet. I really don't know why that word internet is there because that's not part of the dialogue. So don't ask me what's going on there. But anyway, let's go ahead and start again.
Алло, здравствуйте. Зип-телеком, слушаю вас.
Okay, so the woman starts off by saying allo, so let's find something here with allo. There we go. This looks promising. Allo, здравствуйте, Zip Telecom. So let's go ahead and I drag this up here and put it there in the slot thus. So the operator, the telephone operator, this woman speaking on her headset, says, Алло, здравствуйте, Zip Telecom, слушаю вас. Hello, hi, Zip Telecom, I'm listening to you. And the caller replies,
Алло, девушка, у вас интернет подключают?
So the caller also says allo, so we can find something else here. Here we go. Allo. So let's go ahead and drag this up. Come on, there we go. Klientka, the female client. So she says, hello, girl. Девушка is basically like young lady. So hello, young lady. У нас интернет подключают. Do you have internet connection? Like, I guess she means, can you sell me an internet connection?
Да, конечно. Что вас интересует?
So, да, конечно. So where do we have something? Here we go. Да, конечно. Let's go ahead and pull this up here. Да, конечно. Что вас интересует? So, yes, of course. What interests you, or what are you interested in?
Скажите, вот у вас несколько тарифов есть. А если я хочу безлимитный интернет, сколько это будет стоить?
Okay, fair enough. Let's go ahead and that appears to correspond to this line here. So the caller says, Скажите, tell, вот у вас несколько тарифов есть. You have several tariffs. Here, tariff, in English, the word tariff kind of means something a bit different. It's usually used only in the sense of like international trade. But in many European languages, including Russian as well as I think other languages like German and probably other languages too, tariff means more like just a rate that you're charged. Like you as a customer, if you're a customer of some internet or telephone provider, then the rate that they charge you is called a tariff in these languages, again, including in Russian. So, если я хочу безлимитный интернет, and if I want unlimited internet, without limit internet, сколько это будет стоить? How much will it cost? I don't know how old this dialogue is because these days internet connections are typically not really limited by data traffic anymore. I mean, they used to be a long time ago, but usually most internet connections are unlimited these days. But okay, it's an older dialogue, or maybe things were a little bit different back then.
Установка бесплатна. Абонентская плата 300 рублей в месяц.
Okay, so we need to find. Aha, here we go. That's this here. So the operator says установка бесплатна. Установка is installation, and бесплатно means free of cost. So installation is free. Абонентская плата, the fee, like the regular fee for the service, 300 рублей в месяц, 300 rubles per month.
Ага. А если интернет плюс телевидение?
So, ага. А если интернет плюс телевидение? Okay, where'd it go? I think I did not correctly drop it onto the. There we go. So the caller says ага, which means like ага. А если интернет плюс телевидение, and if internet plus television.
Если вы хотите такой вариант, то это стоит 450 рублей.
Okay, so если вы. Moment. Here we go. That's this one. So, если вы хотите такой вариант, if you want that variant or variation, то это стоит 450 рублей. So, then it costs 450 rubles. So here already we see the use of the word то. So if you want this variant, то, then it costs 450 rubles. All right, what's next?
Ага. А если интернет плюс телевидение, а еще антивирусы, сколько это стоит?
Okay, this woman is, I don't know if this is actually a typical customer or if this is just what people imagine typical customers to be like, but okay, so let's go ahead and put this one up there. So the caller says, ага, ага. А если интернет плюс телевидение, and if internet plus television, а еще антивирусы, and also antivirus, это сколько стоит? How much does it cost? So she wants internet and television service and antivirus service.
Если вы хотите проверить ваш компьютер на вирусы, то это отдельная услуга. Наш мастер посмотрит и потом скажет вам.
Okay, so если вы... Okay, here we go. So that is going to be this line here. So the operator says, если вы хотите проверить вам компьютер на вирусы, if you want to check your computer for viruses, то это отдельная услуга. Then that's a different service. Наш мастер посмотрит, our master, like our, it's not really a, I mean, obviously, master is master, but it's not really a word that you hear used in English in this context. But it's basically, like our expert, our professional, our professional service technician. Посмотрит и потом скажет вам. So our master will take a look and then tell you.
Хорошо. А если он посмотрит, а вирусов там нет?
Yes, good question. So that's this line here. Хорошо, а если он посмотрит, а вирусов там нет? Good, okay. But if he looks and there are no viruses, what happens if the antivirus service does not find any viruses?
Если вы не хотите антивирус, то не ставьте его. Если вы сейчас оформите заказ, то мастер может сегодня приехать к вам и все установить.
Okay, that's this line here. Если вы не хотите антивирус, то не ставьте его. If you don't want antivirus, then don't order it. That's or I guess don't install it. That's a sensible advice. If you don't want the antivirus, don't install it. So she's saying, like, what if he checks the computer and there are no viruses? Well, if you don't want the antivirus, then don't install it. Если вы сейчас оформите заказ, if you now place your order, то мастер может сегодня приехать к вам. Then the master can today come to you и все установит and set up everything or install everything.
Давайте. Мой адрес – улица Профсоюзная, дом 47, квартира 15. Домофон работает.
Okay, so the woman is giving her address. So the caller says, давайте. Okay, let's go. Мой адрес, my address, улица Профсоюзная, street Профсоюзная, дом 47, house 47, квартира 15. Apartment 15. Домофон работает. The house phone works, like the house phone, meaning like the the intercom, like on large apartment buildings, the intercom at the front that you use to contact people and tell them that you want to get in. So this is typically how you give addresses in Europe. Typically, you'll give first the name of the street and then the building number. So in the U.S., in North America, it tends to be the inverse. Typically, you would say like 47 Профсоюзная Street. But here's the other way around. First, you give the name of the street and then the dom number or the house number. And then, of course, if it's a larger apartment block, as most residences in Russian cities tend to be, then you'll give the apartment number. So apartment number 15. Okay, and by process of elimination, since we just have one line left, we can assume it's this last one.
Хорошо. Мастер будет у вас через час.
Okay, хорошо. Мастер будет у вас через час. So the master, the master will be with you in an hour. Через час means in an hour from now. All right, great. So, если and если бы, again, as I said, если is basically if, and если бы means if it would be, or if this were the case. So we can go to the this here and see some more examples. Yeah. So, I mean, as usual, I'm not going to read all of this, but you can kind of, it works pretty much the same as in English. It's like, I mean, yeah, but here they call если a real condition, and если бы is what they call an unreal condition. These are not terms that they made up. These are actually relatively normal terms in linguistics, basically meaning, yeah, I mean, if you can say things like, if it's raining, then the ground will get wet. But если бы, you can say if it would be the case. That's an unreal situation because it's not reality. So like you can say if it would rain, then the ground would be wet. Meaning, okay, if that were the case, then yeah, that would happen. But it's not raining, so this is like an unreal situation that you're imagining. So It's mostly fairly simple. Like in general parlance in Russian, it's usually reasonably simple to figure out when to use если and when to add были. So you say если были. It's usually not too difficult. There are some usages where you kind of have to get used to the way that the language phrases things, but it's not too common that you'll have serious problems with this, I think. Okay, watch. I just said that, and I'll probably have some difficulty with this because here we have to fill in the table with words like если or то or если были or были. So let's see now. So the first one is something завтра будет хорошая погода, something мы пойдем гулять. So I think this is a fairly straightforward case of если and то. So they're saying если завтра будет хорошая погода, or is it погода? I'm actually not sure where the stress is in that word, but if tomorrow will be good weather, то мы пойдем гулять. Then we go walking, or we go for a walk. Something else, завтра. Well, again, I think I've mentioned before, sometimes, you can see the text boxes are visibly longer, and so it's pretty clear that they expect you to put something longer in here. But let's read the sentence here. So, something завтра у тебя было время, мы something пошли гулять. It's not really clear to me why they say now, what they are expecting from you here is если были and мы были. Now, you can translate this fairly directly into English by saying, if you would tomorrow have time, we would go for a walk. Now that makes sense in English, but I don't really understand why you can't just say, if you have time tomorrow, we will go for a walk. Again, были basically means would, so adding the были here turns this into, if you would have time tomorrow, we would go for a walk, which still makes sense, but I don't understand why you have to put in the были and you can't just say если то like you did in the first sentence. It seems to me that they're fairly equivalent, so I have to confess I don't know why they're expecting you. Yeah. The translation is pretty simple. Like I said, the translation to English works fairly directly, but it's not clear to me why they expect you to put если были here. And same thing here, actually. We can just copy and paste если были, and then again put in here были as well. Если бы не кризис, у меня было бы много денег. So if there were no crisis, I would have had a lot of money. So, yeah, okay. That's a bit different. That is something you would say in English. If there would not have been a crisis, like a financial crisis, then I would have a lot of money. That's clearly an unreal situation. That's saying if this not actual situation had been the case, then this would have been the consequence. So that is something that works very well in English as a would case, like if it would be so. So here it's pretty clear to an English speaker why they're saying would, but it's not clear to me why in the first sentence here you say если то, but in the second one you say если были. So that is a usage kind of question, which I'm afraid I can't really clarify. It seems like you should be able to say если то in the second sentence here as well. But maybe this is a situation where the speaker already found out that you don't have time tomorrow, and they're saying, oh, well, that's too bad, because if you would have had time tomorrow, we would have gone for a walk. That makes sense, but out of context, it sounds strange. Like, because if I'm inviting somebody for a walk tomorrow, I wouldn't necessarily say would. I would just say, if you have time tomorrow, let's go for a walk. But if they then say, oh, sorry, I don't have time tomorrow, then you could say, okay, well, if you would have had time, we would have gone for a walk. That makes sense in that context, I guess. But okay, so, and again, because the text box is shorter, you can kind of assume that they want you to put in если. So, если придет клиент, скажите ему, что я скоро буду. So if comes customer, tell him that I soon will be. I guess meaning that I'll soon be with him, but they don't really say that. They just say yes, я буду скоро means something like I will soon be there, even though literally я буду скоро means I will soon. But without context, it just means something like I'll be right there. I'll be there soon. So, если придет клиент, скажите ему, что я скоро буду. If a client comes, tell him that I'll be there soon. Okay, next. Они something сделали работу, something у них было время. Okay, I think, yeah, so this is, okay, I get it. So this is, you have to think about it for a second, but I think it's fairly straightforward. So, они бы сделали работу, если бы у них было время. So, they would do the work if they would have time. This если бы у них было время is a bit awkwardly phrased. If you translate it literally, it comes out to some kind of strange train wreck of English words, but it, not literally translated, it means if they would have time. So, not too bad, right? If they would do the work if they would have time. That sounds logical, doesn't it? Okay, again, going by the size of the text box, I'm going to guess this is если, and then то. So let's see, what does it say? Если ты уже поужинала, if you already ate dinner, то давай посмотрим фильм. Then let's go watch a film. So if you already ate dinner, let's watch a film. Okay, simple enough. If then, если то. If this, then that. Okay, number 7. Если is probably, again, the word here. So если то is probably what they're looking for. Если вы решили покупать машину, то вам надо взять кредит. If you decided buy car, then you need get credit or get a loan. So if you decided to buy a car, then you need to get a loan. Okay. Credit is, it's analogous to obviously the English word credit, but here it's generally used more to mean like a loan rather than just like buying something on your credit card. And yeah, решили is the plural past tense of decided, and покупать is to purchase. Okay, мне было something очень приятно, something ты помолчала минуту. Okay, I think they're saying it would be very pleasant for me. Мне было бы очень приятно. It would be, for me, very pleasant. Если бы ты помолчала минуту. If you were silent for 1 minute. Okay. And something позвонит моя мама. That's probably если again. So, если позвонит моя мама, if my mother calls, скажите ей, tell her, что я уже иду домой. That I already am going home, or I'm walking home. Okay, and last one. Again, this looks like a если бы. Мы поехали на вокзал на такси. So, and usually with, at least in this case, usually when you have если бы at the beginning, then you put another бы at the end. So, there we go, that seems correct. Если бы мы поехали на вокзал на такси, мы бы не опоздали на поезд. If we had gone to the train station via taxi, we would not have come, or we would not be late for the train. So there you go. Okay. Task 3 is actually not even it's not even an exercise. I mean, well, I guess it's an exercise, but it's not an exercise you have to fill in. It's literally just listening to the audio and reading the text, which is the lyrics that accompany this song.
Если у вас нету тети. Если у вас нет собаки.
Sorry, this is a song. I believe this was originally a song, or it's known as a song in Russia, but here it's just somebody reciting it rather than singing it.
Ее не отравит сосед. И с другом не будет драки, если у вас друга нет. Оркестр гремит басами, трубач выдувает медь. Думайте сами, решайте сами, иметь или не иметь. Если у вас нету дома, пожары ему не страшны. И жена не уйдет к другому, если у вас нет жены. Если у вас нету тети, то вам ее не потерять. И если вы не живете, то вам и не умирать.
Indeed. So, the title of the poem is If You Do Not Have an Aunt, or ants, here meaning not ants as in the insects, but like aunts, like the female equivalent of an uncle or uncles. Okay. Если у вас нет собаки, if you don't have a dog, ее не отравит сосед. Your neighbor will not poison the dog. И с другом не будет драки. And there is no fighting with a friend. Если у вас друга нет, if you don't have friends, or a friend. Оркестр гремит басами. The orchestra thunders with the bass. Трубач выдувает медь, and the trombone blows copper. Думайте сами, think for yourself. Решайте сами, decide for yourself. Иметь или не иметь, to have or not to have. Если у вас нету дома, if you don't have a house or a home, пожар ему не страшный, then it won't be afraid of fires. И жена не уйдет к другому, and your wife will not go to someone else. Если у вас нет жены, if you don't have a wife. Если у вас нету тети, if you don't have aunts, то вам ее не потерять, then you won't lose her. Если вы не живете, and if you don't live, то вам и не умирать, then you will not die. So, I think the point of the poem is pretty clear. It's like if you don't have anything nice in your life, then you can't. If you have nothing, then you have nothing to lose, and you don't need to be afraid of losing anything. But that's not really living. So you're not really alive if you don't have anything in your life. And you can say, yeah, okay, you have nothing to fear, but then you're not really alive, are you? If you have nothing in your life to be happy about, you kind of, in order to be happy in your life, you kind of need to have, you need to be able to have something to lose. Kind of a paradox of life. Okay. So here's an interesting sort of research project. Exercise 4 is actually a look in the internet and answer the question. So answer the question, you can use any online search engine, just search in Russian. Если у вас нету тети, if you don't have aunts, это песня из фильма, so it is a song from the film, and then the question is, which of these films is the song from? Well, let's, I guess we can just copy and paste this text here, and let's open up another browser tab. Now, many people would probably automatically go to Google, but let's do the Russian thing and go to Yandex, because Yandex is sort of the Russian Google. So let's go to, I guess it would help if I had if I wasn't still typing in the Russian keyboard layout. So let's go to yandex.ru, so yandex.ru, and see what we come up with here. So today is, this is a typical Yandex site. You can see here's Here's the weather and stuff like that. So let's see. We wanted to search for this. Если у вас нет тети. So let's see what we find here. It's actually okay. Yeah. So here we go. So here you can see the first sort of picture that shows up here is from this film Ironia Судьбы, which I believe was indeed one of the films listed here. Yeah, here we go. Ironia Судьбы или с легким паром. Yes, and that was it. That was the whole exercise. Ironia Судьбы или с легким паром means something like the irony of fate or with light steams. You know, it's one of those titles where like there are two titles. So like Ironia Судьбы is the irony of fate, and then the second title is with light steam. It is a movie that Russians traditionally watch during New Year's, and I really don't know why. I don't know like what's the story there, why, because it doesn't have necessarily that much to do with New Year's. I guess it takes place around New Year's time, but it's just a movie about. I mean, I don't want to give it away too much if you haven't seen the movie, but it's one of the most popular Russian movies. It's about it's kind of a love story. It's like a romantic comedy, except you know, like a Russian style romantic comedy, which is little bit different from Western notions of romantic comedies. This other movie here, Ivan Vasilievich меняет профессию. Ivan Vasilievich changes his profession. That's also a famous Soviet movie, which is still popular in Russia today. It's very well known. It's kind of, I mean, it's also a comedy. So popular Soviet movies tended to be comedies, and I think these others are also, well-known Russian movies. These other two, but they're not as well known because I don't seem to recognize them from name. I mean, you can look them up online if you're curious. But anyway, okay. So, and the final exercise is simply to complete the lines of the song. So again, it's pretty straightforward, right? So we have если у вас нет тети, if you don't have aunts, то вам ее не потерять, then you will not lose her. Если у вас друга нет, и женя не уйдет к другому. I'm just trying to remember the lines from the song. Oh, wait, but no. This says your wife will not go to someone else if you don't have friends. But actually, this is not really, it's not necessarily the case. What it really means is there's no fighting with a friend if you don't have a friend. Если у вас нет собаки, if you don't have a dog, then the lyric was, then your neighbor will not poison the dog, or your neighbor will not poison her, which is this one, ее не отравит сосед. Если у вас нет дома, if you don't have a home, then, right, then the home will not be afraid of fire. Пожары ему не страшны. Если у вас нет жени, so, right, okay, so here it's yeah, и женя не уйдет к другому, если у вас нет жени. Your wife will not go to someone else if you don't have a wife. And finally, если вы не живете, if you don't live, то вам и не умирать, then you will not die. And that was it. That was lesson 42. Again, pretty short lesson by comparison to some of the other lessons that we've had in the past. Pretty straightforward. I mean, again, the theme is fairly simple. It's basically the difference between if then and if would be then would be. That's really it. That's the whole lesson. But we had a little bit of time for some Russian and Soviet culture as well, you know, talking about one of the best known Soviet movies and kind of a song from the... Actually, I've seen this movie twice, but I don't remember, is this... Do they sing this in the movie, or is it actually a poem? I don't remember now if this... Maybe this is just a poem and not a song. I was under the impression that this was a song from the movie, but it might just be like a spoken poem from the movie. I don't know. You can go watch the movie yourself and find out, because I don't remember now. Like I said, I've seen the movie twice, but I don't actually remember this poem/song from it. But anyway, that was lesson 42. So, yeah, pretty simple lesson, I think, overall. Pretty straightforward. yeah, I don't really have much more to say, so I'll just go ahead and sign off, and I'll say thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time for lesson 43. Until then, everyone, bye-bye.